Hey guys, it's Ensign back with another video. So today, of course, we're taking a look at the Blackberry Keyone. This is the silver edition, not the bronze or the black edition. This is the first generation they came out with. I know the Key 2 just came out, so I just want to do a quick, not quick, because I did use this phone for 2 days, and I recently got a Pixel, as you know, and I want to try something different, and I got the Blackberry Keyone. So I don't want to go through all these where the keys are, how many ports there is. Most of you guys that want to buy this device already know everything about it, so I'm just gonna tell you the things I like about it and the things I don't like about it. And this is gonna be my new format for my next couple reviews. So what I'm doing is, as I'm using the phone, you can see I'm actually listing all the likes and stuff I don't like. I'll be doing this as I'm using the phone, so I can get a more accurate opinions on this device. So I don't want to just download a couple apps and then tell you how good it is. I don't want to be that person. I want to actually put this device and use it as my daily driver for a day and two, and tell you why I hate about it and what I don't like about it and what I like about it. So let's start. I'm gonna tell you all the things I don't like about it. So the first thing I dislike about it is the convenience key. It's amazing, but also the drawback is you can't use it when the screen is off. So if you set this as to flashlight or anything like that, you can't open it unless you're on the screen. So that's they could change that the next update, but that could be a software thing. The second thing is, as you notice, I actually don't have any of the Blackberry services because that thing slowed the device down. I'll get into that in a second. But I didn't like the hub because I guess nowadays Android and iOS, their notification and their system management apps is pretty good now. You don't really want to use the Blackberry hub because first you get duplicate emails, so you have to be careful of that. And for example, you probably reply your social media pretty quick. You're not gonna wait like a whole day to reply to it. And if you have a lot of email, you probably have a Gmail or Outlook, all these email already built into the phone, so why would you use a black hub? It drains the battery and stuff. But I mean, for some people I can see it useful. You can conjugate everything in one hub, but to me, I don't really use it much, so that's a dislike for me, or like for you, depend. And the third thing is that holding the power button on this side could have some getting used to. So I keep pushing this side instead of that side. That could be just me, so that's not really something like or dislike. That's a personal thing. And for anyone that use social media, like I use Snapchat a lot and Instagram, you wouldn't want to use this phone, honestly, because Snapchat, first of all, quality is pretty bad. That is for every phone, not just this alone. But the thing that really make me don't like this phone is how long it takes to open Snapchat. Like, it literally takes about a couple seconds, and then sometimes might freeze up or lag. That's just on that alone, so I don't really like that. The trackpad, as many of you know, the keyboard does act like a trackpad, so you can scroll up and down. Oh, you guys not seeing it. Sorry about that. Okay, let me get into something black wallpaper like this. So for example, you can scroll. The thing is, this thing doesn't always work. Some app does not actually work with this feature, and even if it works, sometimes it's kind of wonky. I don't know what, I think it's a software problem. See, sometimes it doesn't, you can see it sometimes works, but sometimes it doesn't work. But that's one thing. And sometimes it totally frees up, as in sometimes it doesn't work at all. I have to reboot the device, and also I have to go to the setting, disable it, and enable it to get this thing working again. So that's could be bad as well. And also there's a neat feature that let me try to get something. Okay, let's try to get notes out. You could enter the cursor mode by double tapping it, cursor mode and move this thing around. Sometimes that doesn't work as well either, so that could be a software thing, but I mean, they probably fixed that with the key too, but I'm not sure. But I'm just letting you guys know from my few days of using it. And also there's no wireless charging and also no water resistant. That's not that big of a deal, honestly, for some people. And also it doesn't have wireless charging like I said, but it does have quick charge 3.0 and also have a boost mode. If you plug this in, it has like a regular charging and a boost mode. I think that just turns some of the background stuff off, so it make this thing charge faster. That's pretty good. And there's two of the biggest issue of the devices. This thing is sluggish. Like, you have to clean all the recent app every so often because it does bog down and get slow. I don't know what's with that, but I had used some other device that's using Snapdragon 625. It does not lag as much as this. It does require some kind of reboot or clear out the RAM once in a while, or else it does hang. And it happened to me quite a lot actually, from switching to Snapchat, WeChat, and then answering an email, then go Kijiji or red flag. But that could be just the social media part of it, and could be those apps are not that optimized, but that's, yeah. Alright, so that's pretty much all the things I don't like about this device from using it a couple of days. So, but there's a lot of stuff I actually like about this phone. So let's get started. First, as you saw when I was changing app, all these keys are shortcuts. So in the home screen, I know the key 2 has like a dedicated convenience key here, so you can change app within apps. But the first key 1 does not have that, so I set it as P for photos. As you can see, enter photo. But also it has long press and short press. So that was short press. The long press or P is Play Store. There you go. So you get the idea of that. So every key could be mapped. That's one thing I like about it. I don't even need to remember it. For imagine Google Keep, K for keep, A for alarm. Like, you get it, and I think that's pretty good feature, and it kind of cleaned out your home layout a little bit, and that's pretty awesome. On the second thing is battery life. I don't know most of you guys, but when I was growing up, BlackBerry is always known for the battery life, sorry. And this is no exception, and I really like the battery life on this device. I've been using this device since the whole day, and I've been using it pretty heavily. Let me show you the battery. There you go. So I've been using, there's a screen on time of 7 hours and 24 minutes, so that's a long screen on time, and I use this device a lot, and that's pretty damn good. So you have no problem getting to a day and a half or a day. Besides, this is a used device, so it might not be fully capacity. It could be maybe 90% of that, so you might even get better battery life. So second thing is, I like that this does have the latest update of Android. So I know there's a lot of budget phone that, this is not budget phone, but I like that at least they keep their software updated. As you can see, it is running on 8.1.0, and also it has all the latest. I think that's pretty good. It's only one software behind the Pixel Android P, so I'm not mad at that. That's pretty awesome. And camera is decent. Like I said, on the dislike, the camera itself is not that bad. The problem is when you use third-party apps like Snapchat and some of the like social media app, it does tend to suck a lot. But let me just take a quick sample here. As you can see, the picture is pretty good. It's not as good as the Pixel, even though it has the same sensor, but they're really similar. Let's just say they're not as off as you would think in a BlackBerry, because to me BlackBerry used to be never known for their cameras. This is pretty damn good. It's acceptable, so I'm not, but it's also something I like, so that's a good thing. Also, the stock launcher of BlackBerry, I didn't even use a third-party launcher because some of these features doesn't work on third-party launchers, so that's another thing I don't like. But the thing I do like at the stock launcher is, you can see here, if you see, it does offer icon pack, and I think that's pretty neat. So you can download your own icon pack if you don't like it. I wish the stock Android Pixel launcher has it, but I mean, I don't know when that's gonna happen. And here's all the launcher settings if you guys are curious. It does have pop-up widget, so you can swipe up the widget. I don't really find that useful at all. Layout, you can see the sizes, you can change the row and the columns. Appearance, that's the each individual app, how do they want to look. And theme, you could change it to black, dark and light. Just these, you can see the top bar, so that's pretty neat. Let me change the light so you can see it. So pretty much stock. Okay, let me turn back to dark. Alright, so that's that. So the next we go through the fingerprint scanner. Is actually really fast on this device, as you can see. I'll show you. It works almost 100% of the time, honestly. I never had a problem with it, and I really love that. It sits there naturally and has a keyboard. I think that's genius, so kudos to that. And one thing that this is personally my thing. So you know how when you have multiple keyboards, it does have like for example, if I'm typing something here and you have two for example up here, you can change your keyboard. I have two keyboards. I have a Chinese keyboard and an English keyboard. So when you're typing like this, you don't want to go up there and change it, so that's really bothersome. So what you can do is Alt and Enter. You can see here, it changes keyboard right away. And you can click on it, and you type again, you go back. And I think that's genius, and I think that's a really good idea that I don't have to keep my hands off the keyboard, because the selling point of this keyboard is the keyboard. So that's pretty neat. Alright, so that's pretty neat. So the keyboard, I think that's a genius move. And there's also a lot of shortcuts. Like for your computer, you can have Shift A to select all, Shift C to Control, sorry, to do all that stuff. So that's a really cool thing if you're into that keyboard. Okay, so after that, it is using a USB-C, so that's a good thing. So all your keyboard, I mean all your USB-C cable work if you're coming from another phone. And the charging is actually really fast. It charges really fast. I think it's because it doesn't have the biggest battery, but it does a quick charge 3.0. For me, I think it charged like 40% in less than 30 minutes. So that's, I mean, not the fastest, but it's fast enough, and I think that's awesome. Also, one of the things that I realized is, I know this phone is more towards business, but I don't really get the idea of that because it's running on Android. So the one thing I really cool I want to show you guys, what I do is you can download an emulator, but the only thing, the difference between this is you have hardware keys. So for example, you have this game playing, you could map all these, for example, I don't want to get copyright, but A to move left, D to move right, and up and down and so on. You can map all those and play as a hardware key. That is a genius. I think that's one of the best retro Game Boy, any old games you want. I think that's better than having a full touchscreen because you can actually feel the key. So if anyone's want a game on the device, I would highly recommend it. And if you want to play games that's running on Android, I know sometimes it is a bit weird because you have a big slab here, but you kind of get used to it. Get used to the ratio of 3:9. And it does have SD card slot, so that's a good. I mentioned that. And the Wi-Fi signal is one of the amazing thing about this device. It has better signal than most of the Android device I have, and yeah, the call quality. Here's one thing I want to touch on. I've been using Android phones and iPhone for quite some time now, and a lot of reviewers compare them with like headphone, like a better speaker and headphone quality. I never really noticed it till I actually use a Blackberry. This earpiece is super loud. I mean, super loud, and it's super clear. And I never thought I would even notice different, but it's pretty damn good for calling. So if that's what you do, make calls every day, this is a good device for you. Actually, it's actually, I'm impressed with that. And since the screen is a little bit smaller, 4.5 inch, but it has a pretty high resolution, it actually really clear. Like it's really clear. The pixel density is really packed. So for people out there, yeah, it's really nice screen. The only downside to that is it's nice and vibrant and stuff, but the downfall is it's not bright. Like, it's not that bright. It looks bright in here, but honestly, if you go outside, it's not that bright. So that's another thing. The one thing that could break this device also is the keyboard. I love this keyboard, honestly. I really love this keyboard, but I can't live with this keyboard because there's a lot of problem as well, like I mentioned before. But the feel of the keyboard feels really solid, and I don't agree with most reviewers saying this phone is getting shit done and stuff. Honestly, it's an Android phone. I don't feel like I'm not that old myself, so I used Blackberry when it was popular, like 8 years and 10 years ago. But I feel like anyone can use this phone as a normal phone. I don't feel like you have to be any business or anyone special to use this phone. I mean, it does make you feel a little bit special to own this phone because the heft this phone has is heavy, it's solid, it feels more different, but at the end of the day, it's still an Android phone with a keyboard on it. So keep that in mind, guys. You don't have to be anyone. And the price is a bit high, so that's why I guess a lot of people don't like it. I hope you guys enjoy this video of me talking about stuff I like and dislike. I actually really like this phone, in my opinion. It actually surprises me. When this came out, I look at it, it looks nice, but for that much money, I don't think so. And am I gonna ever get used to not using like on-screen keyboard like everyone's been used to nowadays? Like everyone threw it away, this thing, for that. So you take a look at it, the size difference. I mean, it's not the size matter because you can feel the key. I did got used to it. I am typing really fast with this actually. My opinion is if you don't mind using like a bit slower device and this keyboard is a must for you, I would recommend this. But honestly, I think this is not gonna be my device. My choice would be the Key 2. If I have the money and I want a Blackberry, a physical keyboard, I would definitely pick the Key 2. With the speed and the more RAM, it's totally worth the money, only if you really need these features. Because I don't want to make it sound like a Blackberry is a really terrible device, but I think it's a bit overpriced. You can get last year's flagship and most of the thing for cheaper, and also you get a lot more of the features. So I would recommend waiting out a little bit for the Key 2 to drop price a little bit. But that's pretty much sums up my video. So hope you guys enjoyed the video. If you guys do, please leave a like down below, and if you guys love the video, please give me a sub or a thumbs up, please. Thank you so much. And oh, one more thing. Anyone's waiting for my next video about Android P on this device, I can guarantee you I have a lot of things to say about it, and it's pretty amazing. Most of the stuff is not the Pixel XL itself, it's probably gonna be the software, because that's the biggest change in this device. So anyways, see you guys next time. Peace out.